Hey there, everyone. This is Dr. Gwen. Good afternoon. This is Empowering Reflections, and it has been one full week since we have talked the last time. Now, I used to do these live events on my personal page every single day, every weekday, Monday through Friday. And I thought it would be best to place them on my fan page this way that the people who are connected with my page can have access to the videos as well, even though they were public on my personal page and anyone could actually see them. So today I am continuing the topic of empowering reflections, and there have been some things that are resting on my mind about women in general and how we tend to look after ourselves, how we go after the things that are important to us, how we choose to do the things that we actually do in our lives, including not just relationships, but also our work, the things that we do to earn a living. So today I want to put in your mind a perspective for you to think about, so that you can determine whether you are feeling fulfilled or whether you are feeling satisfied. And as a matter of fact, that is actually a blog post that I put out yesterday. So you can follow up this live video conversation with the blog post and leave me your comments there. I would really love to see how you are thinking about that, or how you've process the information I've left on my page for you to enrich your life. Now, as you know, I work with women who are very success driven. That is, they want more out of their lives. They want to feel as though they're making a difference with the events that they participate in. Yet I find, as I interact with a lot of women, that it's a scrambled thought in their mind. They're not really clear. They have several ideas, and when it comes to verbalizing and putting those ideas into practice, they get completely lost. And the words come out mumbo jumbo, if you will. So my conversation today is going to surround your fulfillment or your satisfaction, which is it. And I want to share a story about my life right now and how it was back then, even as early as 4 years ago. And that year, 4 years ago, was a year of divine intervention and sheer hell, if I may say it. And how could I be at the opposite extremes in the same year? Well, I don't know. Everything seemed to have come to a halting crash, and everything about me was fully revealed. And it started happening January 2013, when I first went to an event at Joshua Tree. And what I learned, and that year I spent over $20,000 worth of personal growth and development, and it was the most amazing investment that I've ever made in myself, because I think a lot of us don't quite realize how the investment in ourselves enhance everything else in our lives, our relationships, the work we do, the clarity we have in our life, and the quality of life. I can really say today that my life is exuberant. It's not perfect, and yet I know that some of us will interpret what I'm saying as perfect. But when I say perfect, I don't mean that every absolute aspect of my life is going the way I have planned it. That is not the case. But it's wonderful. It's exuberant. I'm achieving a lot of things. I'm hitting a lot of my goals. And there are other goals that I'm definitely moving towards. But that didn't come overnight by me just sitting down and doing what I kept doing. See, during that time, I had walked away from a full-time career to start a business in real estate investing. And I thought that that would make me feel very fulfilled and happy. It would make me the money that I needed so I could continue to grow my nonprofit organization that I had started. And as I started doing that, I really liked it. It satisfied me. Just as my career, as I was doing it, I was satisfied. I didn't know or even understand the difference between fulfillment and satisfaction. Not until now. So I was satisfied doing the real estate investing. But before I got to that point, I was also satisfied doing my full-time job. I had a lot of successes in my job. You know, as a leader, an executive leader, earning every position that I wanted, I got, and earned the salary that I set out to earn, the income. So I did well and I was satisfied. Now, the strange thing was that as I got to all of those achievements, there was a void inside. I didn't feel fulfilled. I wasn't fulfilled. And in a moment, what I'm going to do is define the word fulfillment for you so that you can actually take a look at that for your own personal life. Because I don't get on these conversations to just blow wind and to talk. I am on here so that I can cause you to look at something different for your own personal life. And if I've done that for just one single person, then it will be well worth the whole entire effort. So I was not fulfilled then, and I knew I had to do something different, and that's when I moved to the real estate investing. However, I was satisfied with that. I had fun doing it. But then there was also a void, that lack of feeling that this completes me in the sense of all of who I am and the contributions that I wanted to make. So that was not there. But you know what? I was stuck. I allowed myself to be stuck because I didn't want to make a move and end up in the same situation. But you know, going 4 years back to that event in Joshua Tree taught me one important thing, which has been center and focus of my life today. What did I learn? I learned to tune in and to listen to my internal guide. You have one too. You have a guide, an internal compass that is directing you, that probably gives you ideas and suggestions. And if you are like me, you push them aside thinking, oh, that's a random thought and a random idea and a random suggestion. Well, what I learned is that no, it's not random. That is the voice of my heart, following my heart. And that voice was actually telling me all along what I needed to do. But I pushed it aside. I didn't want that. And I kept doing what I wanted to do. So you've heard me tell the story before. The real estate business crumbled, right? But now that was an opportunity for me to really go off and focus. And I discovered my passions. And you know what's strange? It wasn't anything different than what my heart was telling me. My internal guide was telling me. Now, what about you? What are you doing? Do you have an internal voice, a connection, a thought, an idea that this is a path that you need to take, but yet you keep dismissing it and pushing it aside? Some of us telling ourselves that when we have the time, we will do it, or when we have achieved everything we want to achieve, then we will go and do it. In the meantime, we are suffering. Now, let's step back and take a look at some definitions of fulfillment and satisfaction. Because today, at the end of this conversation, what I would like for you to do is to have a clear idea of whether or not what you are doing right now is bringing you the depths of fulfillment, or are you just satisfied? There's nothing wrong with satisfaction, but there is a trap to being just satisfied. So I went off and I did some research on fulfilled. And here's the definition of fulfillment that it came up with. The act of consummating a desire. I thought that didn't look too clear to me. So let's go off and find what that consummating means. Consummate. The definition of consummate. Complete in every detail, perfect. Now that was getting a little closer for me. So I thought, let me go off and see if I can find some synonyms to fulfillment. And I went off and I found actualization. That is, you are actualized. And then that made me think about Maslow and what I learned in school about self-actualization. Now, Maslow has a thought that when you are self-actualized, it's like a triangle with a base. And on this base are your basic needs for food, for security, for meeting your livelihood, and all those things are at the base. And the higher up you go, the more involved the process moves away from just the basic things. And right at the very top of Abraham Maslow's triangle is self-actualization. And here's what he thinks. He purports that most people don't go to the self-actualization process until their basic needs are addressed. Well, I agree and I disagree. And I'll share with you that in a moment. But the whole process of self-actualization is going after those big things that matter, those needle movers, those deep things that make a difference for someone and for you. You have a burning passion and desire for that thing to be fulfilled, and typically that thing is not a passing thought. It's not something that you can or want to turn away from. It is something that's going to leave an impact. And I think of Steve Jobs when I think about this, because he supports this idea. And what is the idea he supports? That whatever you are doing in your life, it must be something that you deeply love. Life is short. You know, Steve Jobs is gone. And on one of his videos, he says this, that knowing that you're dying makes a whole difference in the world. It causes you to go after your dreams. Go after what it is that you want to fulfill. Go after it. Don't look at excuses. Don't look at what anybody else is thinking. Don't look at what anybody else is telling you what to do. Go after your dreams. Life is short, and it's a matter of the heart. When you have found it, he says, you will know it. It's like a great love relationship. It keeps getting better and better every day, quote unquote. I can attest to that. That's how I feel today, now, in my life with what I'm doing. So that act of fulfillment is a consummating act that consumes your entire being. It consumes the way you see life. It consumes the way you step out and do the things you do. It consumes the people you are interacting with and impacting in their lives. you feel just more than satisfied. Now, since I'm using this word satisfied, why don't we define what it is? Satisfaction is the quality or state of being content. When you are fulfilled, are you satisfied? Absolutely you are. And satisfaction is something that it can be temporary. It can be a passing thing. You can eat a meal and you're satisfied, and tomorrow you'll be hungry again. When you are fulfilled, it is satisfaction and more. It is this whole consuming thought of feeling whole, of feeling finished, of feeling like you're a difference maker. And words are evading me to really describe this feeling of fulfillment. So, as I'm saying this, what I want you to be thinking about is, are you fulfilled right now, lady, with what you are doing? And if you are not, what are you doing about it? So let's get back to Abraham Maslow. He said that it's at the summit, after you've achieved all of these things, that you get to that self-actualization. Here's a point of disagreement for me. I believe that consummate act, that fulfilling act, that act that causes you to feel complete and whole, can be the same source of income for you. It can be that source that takes care of what's happening at the bottom of the triangle. You don't have to wait until you've gone through all of these excruciating, painful, hateful experiences in your life before you take on doing what you are here to do. You don't. And I'll continue to use Steve Jobs. He's a massive example. He used his deepest fulfilled desire, which is to simplify technology for everyone. And he used that as a source of major income to support his basic needs. I think too many people have bought in the idea of doing the menial stuff first and then getting to that other stuff last. And the sad thing is they never get there. They go to their graves with those ideas and thoughts buried there. And they never fulfill it. On their dying beds, they have lots of regrets of not going after their dreams. What are you going to do about that? Are you going to be one of those who decide that you're going to wait until the nth hour to take on what you love to do? I encourage you, ladies, not to do that. That today you can start making the plans to fulfill that life that you know you want to live. And it doesn't mean jumping off and doing that immediately, but it means that you can actually start taking those incremental steps. Are you listening to your internal guide? What is it telling you that you need to do? Or have you tuned that internal guide off so much over the years that you can't even hear it anymore? Is that what is actually happening for you? If you have tuned it off, then I certainly have a way to help you to discover that. That is my passion. That is my fulfillment. That is my desire for being here. I want you living your best fulfilled life, because I can't explain to you the tremendous feelings of what it is like living it. And yet, it's not the end goal so much, because I do have goals that I continue to set that I have not yet hit, heading in the direction, but it's the feeling of completeness and thoroughness in the moment. It is not the goal achievement, it is the journey. And it is a beautiful journey. So I encourage you today, if you're sitting on that fence, not taking on the things that you have felt in your heart you need to do, then I encourage you to reach out to me. You can visit my page at thedrgwen.com, thedrgwen.com, and you can look around. There are some forms that you can complete there, and I will drop a link here as well, so that if you want to reach out and talk some more about how you can get to fulfilling that thing for you, if you're not clear about what it is, that's what I do. I will help you get clear about it. Then I will equip you with those strategies to get to it. You owe it to yourself. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. And the only way you can know it is by experiencing it. Yes, I did go out to find some definitions to figure out how to explain it. But those words are words. They're not feelings and emotions. They can give you an idea, but you never know until you're living it. So my dear ladies, I'm going to leave you with this today, to be clear about what you want and your confusion in your life, and step out to get some breakthrough results so that you can start feeling happy, fulfilled, satisfied, and accomplished and complete. And you know what? I can even show you how you can begin to utilize this information to get you earning additionally from what you are doing right now. So this is Dr. Gwen, empowering lives to live purposefully and passionately. I will see you guys next week, Monday.